Welcome, boys and girls, to Grade 6, Lesson 3, the relationship of multiplication and addition. Our student outcomes for today: students build and clarify the relationship of multiplication and addition by evaluating identities such as 3 times g equals g plus g plus g. Let's take a look at our opening exercise. Opening exercise. Write two different expressions that can be depicted or shown by the tape diagram below. One expression should include addition, while the other should include multiplication. So in the first part, part A, we have three sections of 3. So to show that through addition, it would be 3 plus 3 plus 3. And to show that through multiplication, it would be 3 times 3. On to part B. Here we have two tape diagrams, and each one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for the addition part, it would be 8 plus 8. And for the multiplication part, it would be 2 times 8. And the 2 here, that comes first because we have two groups, two groups of 8, so 2 times 8. Letter C. This time we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 tape diagrams with 5 pieces each. So the addition would be 5 plus 5 plus 5. And the multiplication would be 3 times 5. Again, the 3 would come first because we have 3 groups of 5. Okay, quick class discussion here. Let's look at this first one. We have two ways to show the same tape diagram. And we can see this first one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means the second one also has the same thing. So let's look at the addition first. The addition would be in groups of 2, like so, and we'd have 2 at the bottom of each one. And to evaluate it, the overall value of the tape diagram is 8. And on the second one, we have 4 groups of 2, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and either 2 as well. And another way we could look at it is if it was 2 times 4, we'd have 2 groups of 4, which also equal 8. Okay, so the addition portion here and the multiplication portion. Let's take a look at 2 more tape diagrams. We can show once again how to divide these up. The first one says I have 3 times 4, so it's really 3 groups of 4. So we'll take 4, 4, and 4. In each group, there's 3 groups, and each group has 4 in it. So the complete value is 12. Now on our addition one, it looks pretty similar to the one above it. It's groups of 4. Except for we're adding them this time. And we end up with 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. Moving right along, we'll take a look at some variables and how they might look. So now we have 3g, and g could represent any number, doesn't really matter. And this first part, this is our 3g. The second part, we have g plus g plus g, and that's represented down here. We have g plus g plus g. And notice that the tape diagram is the exact same size. That's how we know that 3g equals g plus g plus g. On to your exercises. Number 1, write the addition sentences that describes the model and the multiplication sentence that describes the model. This should be sentence right here. Sorry about that. write the addition sentence that describes the model and the multiplication sentence that describes the model. So we have 3 tape diagrams here, and we can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each. So the addition would be 5 plus 5 plus 5, and the multiplication would be 3 groups of 5, so we have 3 times 5. So on the bottom here, we can simply write 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 3 times 5. Okay, number 2. Directions. Write the expression to demonstrate the difference between multiplication and division. So if we see addition here, we'll write a multiplication sentence, and when we see multiplication, like here, we'll write an addition sentence. So for the first one, is it 6 times 2 or 2 times 6? Okay? If you said 2 times 6, you're correct, because you have 2 groups of 6. How about B? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 groups of 3. And how about C? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 groups of 4. And at this point, I'd like you to pause the video, see if you can solve D, E, F, G, and H on your own, and when you're ready, come back and see how you did. All right, let's see how you did. So for the first one here, we have 6 times 2. So remember, many times we say multiplication equals the word of. So this is 6 groups of 2. So did you have 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus 2. So this is 6 groups of 2. And the same thing for letter E. We have 4 groups of 6. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. Here we have 3 groups of 9. So 9 plus 9 plus 9. And H, or excuse me, letter G, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 H's. So we just write it as 5H. And if you haven't figured out, we start to get rid of the multiplication sign because it can be confused with the letter H. So we try not to do that anymore. And our last one, we have 6Y. So that's 6 groups of Y. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's Y plus Y plus Y plus Y plus Y plus Y. Sorry, this one looks a little bit like a multiplication sign. On to number 3. Roberto, our friend Roberto here, is not familiar with the tape diagrams and believes that he can show the relationship of multiplication and addition on a number line. Help Roberto demonstrate that the expression 3 times 2 is equivalent to 2 plus 2 plus 2 on the number line. So I went ahead and I created myself 2 number lines. So you go ahead, do the same thing, pause the video, and try to represent 3 times 2 and 2 plus 2 plus 2 on the number line. Come back when you're ready. Alright, so let's see what we have here. For the first one, we're going to try to represent 3 times 2, which is 3 groups of 2. So we start at the 0, and we jump 1, 2, 3. So 3 groups of 2 equals 6. And for the addition, we're going to add 2 every time. So we have start at the 0, 2, 2, and 2, and it's also 6. So here it's easy to see that 3 times 2 equals 2 plus 2 plus 2. Next, we have some additional problems here. It says tell whether the following number sentences are true or false, then explain your reasoning. So we have a couple number sentences here, letter A and B. Go ahead, pause the video, and when you feel like you're ready, come back and check on your answers. All right, welcome back. Let's see how you did. So for the first one, we had x plus 6g minus 6g equals x. And if you remember, whenever you start and end at the same place, that's called an identity. So did you say the number sentence is true because it demonstrates the addition identity? In other words, we're saying if you add and subtract the same amount, you end up where you started. And our second one here, 2f minus 4e plus 4e equals 2f. Let's see what this one says. The number sentence is true because it demonstrates the subtraction identity. So we start out by subtracting 4e, then adding 4e, and we end up right back where we started. Okay, let's move on to our last one. Number 5. Write the equivalent expression to demonstrate the relationship between addition and multiplication. So again, pause the video, come back when you're ready, but this time be careful because you can see that we have a combination of numbers, different numbers, 6s and 4s and different letters throughout. Okay, welcome back. So let's look at the first one. I can see here I have 1, 2, 3, 4 6s, and I have 1, 2, 3 4s. So my number sentence is going to look like this. 4 times 6 plus 3 times 4. And on to B, I have 3 D's and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 W's. So it's going to be exactly that. 3D plus 5W. And my last one here, I have 2 A's, 3 B's, and 4 C's. So it's exactly that. 2A plus 3B plus 4C. Now if you have any mistakes, no big deal. Just go back through and make sure you have these expressions exactly as they show up on the board. Once you're done with the lesson, give yourself a nice big smiley face and get on to your exit ticket and problem set. Excellent job.